Everybody, welcome to the 2023 Workplace Summit Highlight Reel. I'm Robert Reed. I'm the Chief Revenue and Growth Officer here at Out and Equal. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm delighted to introduce our co-host today.
Hi, everybody. I'm Isabel Porras. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Senior Director of Belonging and Leadership here at Out and Equal.
So, as you probably know, the 2023 Workplace Summit is almost here, and it obviously, maybe not obviously, but I hope it will be. It promises to be an incredibly transformative event. So this year's theme is We Are, right? It underscores the importance of the moment, and it's a clear reclamation and reissue of our historic rallying cry, right? We're here, we're queer. Remember that? But now it's coupled with a renewed sense of urgency. And we know that this is true given everything that we're seeing in the world today. And that demands the recognition and equitable place in our workplaces and in our society that our community deserves. So, bolstering the We Are theme is, of course, all of the programming, all of the talent, all that you want to know. And Isabel and I are here today to talk you through it. So first, let's start with talent. We are thrilled to share with you an incredible lineup of talent we're bringing to the stage this year. First of all, Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox, the actress, producer, activist. Laverne is coming to Summit, as is Lea DeLaria, the actress, comic, musician. We've got Brandon Wolf, the advocate, the author, the Pulse nightclub survivor is going to be with us as well. Carson Tueller, the speaker, coach, writer, and advocate for our queer disabled community.
We have some really great talent. I'm personally pretty excited to hear from Lily Zhang, a DEI practitioner and strategist. And for those of you who celebrated with us last year, you'll be excited to hear that DJ Hannah is coming to this year's conference as well. Our beloved gala host returns, actor, writer, director, and advocate Paul Oakley Stovall. And we are thrilled to be joined by singer and advocate Netta, as well as media personality, performance artist, author, and poet Alok. So very, very excited for our lineup this year. Of course, a core truth to Summit every year is community. And this year, like always, we are very excited about Summit, but particularly to bring you the 12 community engagement groups, or CEGs as we call them, to this year's conference. CEGs are dynamic, substantive, supportive discussions led by trusted facilitators who are respected for their presence in and knowledge of the LGBTQ plus community. Their knowledge of identity realities, the real world challenges and successes that we experience in the workplace and beyond. Some of the groups you've seen before and seek out every year, and they will be there, and some are brand new, reflecting the evolution of our community. So we are thrilled to host you at these roundtable discussions where you can also connect with folks who share your identity. In addition, Summit would, of course, be nothing without the cutting-edge, solutions-oriented content and learning, which kicks off on Monday, September 11th with our pre-conference Leadership Day, or pre-con, as the cool kids call it. And Precon offers a range of immersive, small-scale experiences where you can hone your leadership skills, gain an understanding of cutting-edge LGBTQ plus inclusion practices, and expand your professional network. Precon complements the workshop format of the larger summit with these deep dive sessions that are intended for those of you who are interested in strengthening your role as an internal change agent. So with more time for learning and case study practice with new subject matter expertise and skills, I promise you will leave these day-long sessions ready to enhance your impact as an inclusive leader. And this year we have 6 exciting programs that address a variety of needs. You can find out more about them on our website. However, I do want to highlight 2 of these programs for you. These 2 are specifically focused on leadership development for underrepresented LGBTQ plus leaders. For the very first time, we will be hosting a transgender non-binary executive leadership circle that, as its name implies, is specifically focused on executive and ascending executive, trans, non-binary, and gender expansive leaders. For early to mid-career, high-potential LGBTQ plus folks who identify as transgender or non-binary, as cisgender women, as people of color, and or as people with disabilities, we are thrilled to invite you to apply for the third cohort of the Diverse Leaders Fellowship Program. Both of these programs do require a very brief application to participate. I promise it's brief. It is not overwhelming. And applications are open until August 11th with rolling admission. So if you have already submitted your application, you will be hearing from us by next week. So that is the Pre-Con Leadership Day. Then we get, of course, to the heart, the protein of the conference, the workshops and breakout sessions across the 3 days of learning. This year, you've heard me talk about this a lot, but it's true. We received a record-breaking number of proposals, and we've curated a dynamic and engaging learning program for you. Just to put a finer point on it, we had a 19% acceptance rate with our workshops this year, which means we were only able to accept 1 out of every 5. So we are just thrilled about the workshop slate that we have put together for you. You can expect to walk away from the conference with cutting-edge best practices, as well as a robust network of leaders from around the world. This year's workshops, of which we're sharing some highlights on screen, address the challenges and needs of our community, including engaging in public policy advocacy, applying an intersectional lens to DEIB work, talent mobility, the growing roles of resource groups in supporting parents, personal safety, and more. Our multi-venue setup will showcase over 90 breakout sessions, panels, workshops, case studies that are interactive, and each one of these sessions will provide downloadable resources so that you can bring these lessons back to your companies. In addition to those breakout sessions, I also want to share with you very quickly a little bit more about our premier sessions. So these premier sessions are curated by Out and Equal and elevate some discussions of some of the central issues to LGBTQ plus workplace equality. On the next slide, I have a couple of examples, just a little taste of the excellent premier sessions that we have put together for you this year, where you can hear about addressing burnout and well-being, how to dress for your day, and how we can unpack professional standards. We'll hear from trans and non-binary leaders, and we'll have a very exciting and rich panel looking at decades of activism and paths forward as it relates to HIV and AIDS activism. So these are just a taste. As I said, there are more premier sessions, and we are very, very thrilled for the educational program that we've put together for you.
Awesome, Isabel. It sounds so incredible. Want to talk briefly just about security. Obviously, we've been working very closely with our venue partners, mission shared organizations, local, federal authorities, the local community. We've been working with them around the clock really to ensure everyone's safety, because that's paramount, as we know, to make it the most secure as possible. So just a couple updates. You can see a lot on the screen here. We've created a closed environment, right? Limiting attendance to employees of our partner organizations exclusively. We have supplemental security as well, just to point out. We're building safe and secure transportation for all attendees from the airport to the hotels and back. We are building safe. I said that already, sorry. This is what you get from a script. We're closely monitoring, obviously, the other thing is we're really closely monitoring all of the activities and situations in Florida, and we're more broadly as much as possible. And we'll continue to communicate to all of you regularly and as often as possible, because we know that obviously, as we said, security is a critical issue. So now, just to a little bit about deadlines. We know everybody loves deadlines. Registration and housing, August 4th. That is really the critical day to finalize your partnership. August 11th is the last day that registration and housing will be administered or provided. So that literally means on August 12th, your registration code will expire. So in regard to workshops and speakers, August 11th is the day that all the great programmatic content that Isabel just went through, all of the content will be due. The resources are all due August 11th.
Send them my way. That's right.
Send them to Isabel. The Engagement Center. So we have two. You'll see the only difference here is that July 8th is priority placement. So it really just comes down to the sooner you get your request for the engagement center booth is, the better placement you're going to have within the engagement center. So the 28th is like, if you want priority placement, get your documentation in. August 11th is the deadline if you want a booth at all. And we just want to ensure that we have as many booths as possible for all of our attendees. And then the Audi Awards. Today is Friday, and we are sending this, I think, on Monday, but today, Friday the 21st, is the day for Audis, was the deadline. But we want to ensure that everyone is aware that finalists will be announced mid-August. So that's just a critical deadline as well for you to hear who's won the Audis. So this is it. Hopefully we haven't taken too much of your time. We're super thrilled, Isabel and I, to be your co-host for this little webinar that we are not a webinar, but this little buzz that we've created here. But listen, don't miss your opportunity to be part of the largest LGBTQ+ workplace advocacy event in the entire world. We're gathering visionaries and influencers and thought leaders and practitioners and employee, everyone in the world. We really want to come as much as possible that has a stake in our future. So we can't wait to see you there. Isabel, any final words?
No, get your outfits ready, get your notebooks ready for your sessions. Be prepared to also be able to download all of those excellent resources after the event. And I look forward to seeing you in Orlando very soon.
Safe travels, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.